same course a couple years ago. Now, let me explain something to you. Now, this is a Japanese flag. The Japanese soldiers all carried this. And all these writings were from their family and their friends. And when they went to war, they carried it around their chest as a good luck piece.
Oh.
A friend of mine shot this Japanese, killed him.
Wow.
You can still see the blood stains. Maybe on the other, there's one there. I think you see them more on this side.
So were the Japanese like invading the Philippines?
Oh,
Or
yes, yes.
Even though like you...
I mean, you have to read your basic history, then you'd understand it more.
Okay.
But what I thought, if you would like to take some of these things that I'm showing you down to your class and show them what we're talking about. Now, this is a flag.
Mm-hmm.
These are pictures. I don't know where all my other pictures are, but these are a few pictures of me.
Well.
This is when the Japanese invaded the Philippines, they devalued all of the Philippine pesos and the American dollars. And they printed a new bunch of money, which they used to buy the goods from the Philippines. Well, the money was no good.
Yeah.
Now here, I discovered in a ruined building in Luzon, a whole stack of Japanese money. And I thought you'd like to take that with you, show it to your class. This is the money that the Japanese used in the Philippines. That's a Philippine 1 centavo.
Whoa. It looks like the American dollar, sort of. Yeah. With the green.
But I mean, take that with you. Here's some pictures in the Philippines. This is me on the left. No, this is in Oahu in 1945, June of 45, just before I went overseas.
Oh.
That's me.
Wow.
This were a couple Red Cross girls that I met. My friend and I met, and we used to take them out. This was me.
Wow.
I have so many other pictures, I don't know where they are. Maybe I gave them to Linda. And here's a picture of myself with my mother. My mother was a beautiful woman. That's her. That's my mother.
What was her name?
Rosalind.
Rosalind, that's the one. Yeah.
And this is me when I was a sergeant.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
This is very interesting. As I told you, I had all the maps.
Whoa.
Because we were the intelligence department. And here is the battle map of Leyte.
Leyte.
This is where I landed, at a place called Dulong. That's where, when General MacArthur came back to the Philippines, after they had conquered the Philippines, the Americans had conquered, Japanese had been destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
This is where he landed, in that famous scene where he says, I have returned.
From what?
You've seen pictures of it. I mean, I'm sure you have over the course of years, where General MacArthur is wading to shore. And this is where he landed. And this is where I landed, in the Philippines. And then we went up here, and this is where we were camped. Just above a little place called Barawan. And that's where I was all the time that I was in the army on Leyte. And I'm looking for Tacloban, which of course is a very famous town. It was the largest town. Where's Tacloban? Logan was the largest town, and there wasn't a building in there over 2 stories high, and they were all wooden.
Oh, that's not very stable.
Oh, the
Probably
Philippines.
fell, so.
The Philippines. They were not a. They didn't have much. I mean, I had. When you wanted to do your laundry, you had to do your own laundry. Well, there were all these Philippine girls who would do your laundry for you and not charge you very much. But they all lived in houses on stilts.
Oh.
And they all had a water buffalo. That was their main possession, was a water buffalo. And they lived in these houses on these stilts. And the only ventilation was through the roof. And in their houses, they wouldn't call them houses, in their huts or whatever, they would have a fire. Well, that's where they would dry laundry. It rained every day.
Really?
At 4 o'clock, and then stopped at 6.
That's really weird.
And the only problem was with your laundry was when it came back, it was beautifully laundered, but it smelled of smoke.
Oh.
So everybody smelled the same. The other thing that was interesting was they had us take a pill every day called Aberdeen.
I don't know about it.
It is an anti-malaria, because there was a lot of malaria there.
Oh.
So this helped prevent it, but it churns your face yellow. So everybody looked yellow.
What?
So when a replacement would come in, he would come in with these beautiful pale faces, and he'd see everybody there with the yellow faces, and they'd start to laugh. What is it we're getting into? So, I mean, these all kinds of little things. But anyway, if you want to take any of this stuff, and if you have any kind of oral discussion, you can show them the maps we're talking about. You can show them a picture of me. You can have this, and you can keep this.
Do you have
I
more
got
of
a
that?
couple hundred of them.
Oh, okay.
And that's a souvenir of World War II.
That's so cool.
You can take the Japanese flag. This pistol is called a Nambu 8. This was a Japanese officer's pistol. Nambu 8. It was an officer's pistol. This was a Japanese cavalry saber.
Oh, that's so
a brand new one. And I discovered this when after the Japanese on Leyte, the island was secured. Mm-hmm. But a bunch of Japanese, a few units, when I was there, it was the 16th Japanese Army. And they disbanded. They were all killed, except a bunch of them went into the jungle and lived there for months until slowly but surely they were caught and killed.
Oh.
Japanese never surrendered.
That's
very few of them. They never surrendered, but some were captured.
Oh.
Very interesting experience. Now, if you're interested in taking this,
well, I don't know if
the only thing is